States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship. Today we're here at Chambers Bay in University Place, Washington for the U.S. Open Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Navalo for EA Sports, set to bring you all of the action out on the course. And Frank, what can you tell us about this unusual layout?
It's actually the first golf course that Robert Trent Jones II has actually designed in Washington. And it just fits in beautifully with the environment. The Puget Sound really sets off the whole golf course. So it looks like a links golf course, but it can play in so many different ways. You can play it through the air, you can play it along the ground. And of course, already it's hosted US Amateur and US Open. That's beyond long.
That is a sensational play right there, and you have to think that the little helping breeze gave that a nice boost.
It can't be that good.
This one's looking good. On the green, and a chance for birdie here on the first hole. And it's a long way to the hole from here, never easy. Well, you could see he thought he had that.
It looked in the whole way until the end.
So they'll tap in. Now in the top 15 after that par. Second hole now here at Chambers Bay in the U.S. Open. Frank, it's a relatively short par 4.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's easy, though. This is more of a strategic hole. You want to lay the ball up around sort of 270, 280 yards, avoid that big bunker on the left. It is going to leave a short iron in, but the hole bends to the left as well as the slope of the land is right to left. Got to take that into account.
And that's going to stay on the fairway here at the second hole. Frank, what's the best way to access the hole location on this second shot here at the second hole at Chambers Bay?
Well, Rich, it's really set up with a drive. If you can drive it down the right side, you get a better view. Plus, you can avoid that ridge that's in the middle of the green on the left side. If you're coming in from the left side, that bunker on the right, now you realize why they put that there. Because when you've got a skirt to the right of that ridge, that second shot becomes a little more difficult.
Frank, if you win a U.S. Open, it says plainly you were one of the tough guys, that you had, as they say, the intestinal fortitude to handle the most difficult golf courses under the most extreme pressure.
Yeah, and I think that really does define certainly a multiple U.S. Open champion, because you can do anything once. But I think the Hale Irwins of the world, whose all his majors were U.S. Opens, even Lee Janzen, who won 2 U.S. Opens, they're gritty. Trevino's the same. I remember in the playoff with Jack Nicklaus at Merriam when he threw the rubber snake down there, and you thought, well, why would you dare do that to one of the great players of all time? And anything to get a slight edge, because you knew the golf course itself was going to beat you up. It was going to take every ounce of your golfing acumen to get around there. So you needed any edge you could against the great players that you're playing against.
That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle.
Just a couple of feet. Even par early on. Now set to play the first par 3 of this U.S. Open, Frank, the third hole here at Chambers Bay.
A little bit like the second hole where the contours slope from right to left. So if that breeze is coming from that direction, that's going to swing the ball all the way across the green. And this green is anything other than symmetrical.
Good looking shot right here. On the green, and a chance for birdie.
Second shot.
It's a good looking putt right here. You might like it. And with the birdie, moves into the top 10 on the leaderboard.
And moves into some very good company.
Frank, the fourth hole here at Chambers Bay is the kind of par 4 that says, emphatically, U.S. Open.
Yeah, it's not a rarity these days to have par 4s that are around 500 yards. This is just slightly shy of that. Once again, it's a stiff tee shot. Avoid trouble left and right. A little bit of a bend to the right on this hole, but don't be fooled by that. If anything, the drive has to be hit down the left side.
.315. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Well, hit the green, but certainly not close to the hole.
Yeah, probably barely give him a C for that shot.
That's a head scratcher. No other way to put it. That close to the green and misses it badly to the right. Now in the top 5 after that par. Well, that'll wrap it up for us today. We saw a lot of great golf, Frank.
The course was good. It was gettable for some, but in the end, it really gave you what you deserved, just the way we want it.
And that'll do it for our entire team. I'm Rich Lerner. Until next time. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live second round coverage of the U.S. Open Championship.
Oh, he's winding this one up. Does he have the power, though?
Just pulverized that golf ball.
Long just meant longer.
Can't ask for much more here at the 7th. He has hit a good one. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. And to generate some momentum here at the 7th hole, this for birdie. Bogey here yesterday, chance to better that today. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Frank, you can see by the reaction, it has been that kind of week, just a few too many pars. Now to the 8th and a long par 5, Frank.
Fortunately, there's no bunkers, just the dunes either side. The hole looks a little narrow off the tee, but get down there, you're going to realize that's a fairly generous fairway. There's a little bit of mounding in this green, too, that actually slopes it back towards the player. So that's to your advantage.
Wow, what impact. Absolutely crushed it. Good contact, good result. Water fountains, lush green fairways, tall trees. That's not links golf, is it, Frank?
Yeah, undulations as well, bump and roll, firm and fast. Those are the things that normally you associate with links golf courses. Plus, they're organic. They change in every season. Links golf course played in softer conditions is just a softer variety. It's not everything through the year. Links golf is really a type of golf that everybody can play. It's not just about power. It's as much about imagination, and it will reward every department of the game if played correctly.
Into the tall cabbage, that ball is swallowed up. Ball sitting down here in the rough, he's digging in. Well, that's how you play the game, right there. Coming off a bogey here yesterday, chance to make it right.
That was cruel. It looked like it was certainly going in.
Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage, and you're not going to birdie every hole.
Has his par. Moving on here at the U.S. Open, we've seen long par 4s, not unusual, long par 5s, and now we finish this front 9, Frank, with a par 3.
And this is a great example of how a US Open can level the field. Everybody's going to get a tee and a ball here, and this is about hitting your best shot. And this is one hole. If you're struggling a little bit, a little 2 here is going to go in a long way, pushing you around in the right direction.
Frank, I think that's going to the bunker.
Looks like it.
And the tee shot ends up in the bunker. All right, so greenside bunker. What's he looking to do with this shot, Frank?
Well, really you have to look at the amount of green you got to play with. You don't have to try and fly the ball right by the flag. Allow it to run. Plus, if you can get it to run like a putt, you never know. It might just go in.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor.
Even par currently.
Could it be? Oh, what a putt from long distance, bottom of the barrel. Moving on to the back nine here at Chambers Bay in the state of Washington. I'm Rich Lerner alongside my friend and colleague Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. Frank, what's the 10th hole all about?
Dunes left and right, hence the name High Dunes. Obviously split the fairway there. But one of the factors of true links golf is you normally get to putt in the calm. The dunes protect this green from all the winds, so a relatively flat putting surface.
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. Well, this looks good.
Certainly is.
It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure. All right, Frank, what's the best way to approach the 10th?
Well, this is probably the flattest green on the golf course, Rich, and really, if you miss this green, you've made a mistake. There's no two ways about it. It's probably the most predictable second shot you're going to have on the golf course.
This won't hurt him. Stuffed it in there really close, and now just a tap in. Little redemption chance here. Had bogey yesterday. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Locked in on the read and the speed. And that's in for a par. Now on to the 11th, and Frank, we are looking at a long par 4 in front of us.
We are indeed, and it's called shadows, but there is love in the shadows here. Hit it over that dune down there in the middle of the fairway. If you can get it there around the 300-plus yard mark, then the hole obviously starts to get a little easier. That second shot, you'd like to hit a little bit of a cut in here, but there's two levels to this green, so make sure you're on the right level where that flag is.
Frank, right where you want to be.
Wouldn't be better if it was on a tee. Should be safely on deck.
Chance for birdie after that beautiful shot. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
That was a good run at it, Rich.
Not a gimme, but well within his range.
Well, for such a strong man, weak putt.
Now I'll have to make this just to avoid making Michael Dublé. Frank, nothing really went the player's way this week.
Yeah, if this was motor racing, you'd say it's a case of having 4 flat tires.
Frank, as a player, do you like the drivable par 4? And we've seen these setups now at just about every single U.S. Open.
When you're playing well, there's no question, then they favor the guy playing well. But if you're struggling, no one likes their hand forced. The 12th forces your hand. It's tough to lay up on this hole. Can a ball explode?
That is big. I mean, really big. And as he strides up here to the 12th green, having hit it in regulation, he knows now that his work is by no means done. A long putt coming up. Always two components to the long lag putt, the speed, number one, and then the read, and missed out on that second part. Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Third round coverage comes your way tomorrow on EA Sports. For Frank Nobilo and our entire crew, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now. EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live third round coverage of the United States Open Championship.
What a great shot.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Not terrible, but not his best.
Outside chance, really, for birdie, but really, it was a rather poor approach shot.
Good stroke, just didn't get it to fall. Settles in over the putt.
Well, the fourth hole looks like it's going to claim another victim.
Trying to get out of here without too many bumps and bruises. This one is for bogey. So not his best work. He'll walk away with a bogey. Now the fifth hole here at the U.S. Open, and Frank, quite a dramatic tee shot.
Everything's really in front of you. You can see it from the elevated tee, bunkers left and right. That's not really the problem. One of the problems is that bunker just short, smack bang in the middle of this green. So the chances of flying that bunker and stopping on this green down breeze are probably next to none. So you're going to have to go in right or left of that bunker. He's loading up on it.
Look at the coil there.
Ah, nice.
Looks good. Always makes the hole easier, playing it from the fairway. Frank, what do we have with the approach shot here at the fifth?
Just got to be cognizant of that bunker. That's you can see it there. That's just central front of this green. You've either got to go around it, or if you're good enough, then you go straight over it. But you've got to have a ton of spin on the second shot.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Played that one on the commercial side, as they say in the professional game, inside 30 feet.
Yeah, 27 feet to be precise, but to make it from there, that's asking for a bit.
This one's tracking. Well, at last, the birdie. Getting set to hit the tee shot here at the sixth at Chambers Bay. Frank, where are you looking to land the ball off the tee here?
There's a nice dune down that left side that sort of gives you a good line that you can work the ball off here. But remember, this is a links golf course, so you don't try and fight Mother Nature because she'll always win. So just anything down the left, let that ball sort of kick its way back towards the middle of the fairway. A lengthy par 4 though at 495.
That was nuclear. Well, Frank, as we know, golf is not played generally on a flat surface, and here we go, uphill.
Yeah, and the uphill lie is going to guarantee you more loft than normal. So you're going to have to counteract that with maybe an extra club.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Really good distance control there, playing well to his strengths. Frank, this would be a nice way to jumpstart the round.
Yeah, his momentum can quickly go in the right direction if he makes this.
And with that birdie, moving into the top 20 on the leaderboard. Well, Frank, this is what a U.S. Open is all about. A long, tough par 4 up the hill.
Yeah, just a beast. And it's a dogleg ride on top of that. There's more humps and bumps and all this than a dermatologist would ever dream of down there.
He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball. And this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Oh, I thought he had that. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, a little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Frank, we know we're at a U.S. Open. 500-yard par 4s, and here a better than 600-yard par 5 at the 8th.
Yeah, you need a missile really off the tee to be able to reach this par 5 and 2, and not a single bunker really on this hole. So this is just long every stretch of the way. The fairway actually looks a little bit narrower than what it is. There's a little bit more fairway than actually what meets the eye at first.
Just pulverized that golf ball. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
So missed the fairway, and now he's back where he needs to be.
Yeah, minimize the problems.
So this is the third shot to the par 5. That is a tremendous shot right there. Touch and nerve, he had it all. And he has the bottom of the barrel. So through 3 rounds, just outside the top 10, what kind of a chance do you give a player who is sitting outside the first 10?
Yeah, it's slim. I certainly would not say none, though, Rich. You know, we've countless times over the years seen someone post an early one in and watch the leaders crumble at the end. Good opportunity tomorrow. Put a good round on the board and then just sit back and wait. And then remember, there's also the chance of a playoff.
EA Sports and the United States Golf Association are proud to present a national championship. Today, it's live final round coverage of the 115th U.S. Open Championship. This could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Frank couldn't ask for anything more.
Just the lie there, too. It is sitting up like it's teed up.
So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Superb shot.
Well, that's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Frank, all of a sudden, another player to factor in on this leaderboard.
Yeah, and things are starting to tighten up right now. Going to see where the next move comes from.
Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. The 11th hole. Frank, what's ahead here?
This is another green that's sort of sloped. There's a lot of little slopes in this green here, plus the green angles from right to left. So it just depends on whether that second shot that lands. You've got to be well aware of what you're landing on. If you're landing on a downslope, it's going to kick forward. Obviously, on an upslope, it's going to stop that much quicker.
Oh, looked like you caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Oh, I don't know what he caught. This is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
And getting ready for the putt.
Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. Frank, as a player, do you like the drivable par 4? And we've seen these setups now at just about every single U.S. Open.
When you're playing well, there's no question, then they favour the guy playing well. But if you're struggling, no one likes their hand forced. The 12th forces your hand. It's tough to lay up on this hole.
I mean, that is a sight to behold. What a spectacular shot we just saw on the par 4 with a drive in one. Speed wasn't bad on that long putt, but the read wasn't very good. Frank going for 2 in a row now. Wow, that hurt.
It did. Shot gone forever.
Has this one for par. So has the par. Moving on to the next hole, and the lead, Frank, is very much intact. With just 6 holes left to play here at the U.S. Open, we arrive at the 13th. It's a dogleg par 4 to the right.
And in a US Open, obviously 534 yards means if you make a mistake off the tee, the chances of making 4 here are minimal. So fairway first. It is one of the wider fairways on the golf course. You're still going to have a lengthy second shot, and you must avoid the bunker that guards the front.
Frank, did you hear the sound of that coming off the club face?
It was like a cannon.
Good contact, good result. Frank, you think about the great rivalries in sports, the Yankees and the Red Sox, Ollie and Frazier, and in golf, Nicklaus and Palmer. Great athletes, great teams pushing one another to great heights.
It's amazing how that's gone forward too, because Nicklaus and Palmer really became Nicklaus and Watson. Then there was like Norman Faldo, but some would say that Faldo Ballesteros, 6 majors to 5 was even more important. But in this era that we're in now, I think we're all praying for that Woods-McIlroy rivalry. Woods with 14 majors, McIlroy already with 4. That really is one to celebrate over.
On the green, and looking at a birdie opportunity. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Frank, a fifth consecutive par 4 here at the U.S. Open. This is the 14th hole, and I'm guessing by the time you set foot on this tee, you'll know exactly where your game is at.
Oh, this one here, great reward for someone that's driving the ball well. If you can drive it, down the left middle, avoid that little one-pot bunker in the middle of the fairway, you're going to certainly shorten this hole up. And then you can start to use the contours of this hole too, that bend right to left. 546 yards becomes much shorter than you think.
Just blasted that tee ball, Frank. All right, Frank, what's the play into the green here?
Well, the green's got a little bit of a funnel effect. General contours slope right to left, and towards this green there is a little bit of a ridge and some mounding, short right. But just use those in your favour. The ball's going to do what Mother Nature wants it to do. You don't have to fight it.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. He'll be pretty happy with that one. About 20 feet away, in a good spot. Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Missed on that one, Frank.
Yeah, not a problem.
Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Frank, that bogey really hurts. 167 yards on this hole. It's the 15th at the U.S. Open. Nice little par 3.
Oh, fun hole. Well bunkered with that. Once again, a bunker on a dominant side of the green. This time the right side, and one little pokey bunker there on the left side. Green's big enough. A few little contours in this green. Magnificent view, of course, but it's fun to have a hole that's not overly long.
Headed for the bunker. And yet again, he has hit it off the tee and into the bunker. So getting set for a greenside bunker shot. Frank, when I think of the great bunker players in the history of the sport, I think about Gary Player, Seve Ballesteros, whom you knew so well. What did they do that made them so effective on these greenside bunker shots?
They had an attitude for a start that was different. For them, they saw possibilities. And they would imagine the amount of sand. Remember, because this is the only shot in golf where you don't have to hit the ball first. So they would really choose the amount of sand behind the ball, whether that was an inch or two. Aim the club at that and made sure they followed through.
You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. This hole is playing tough. Bogey here yesterday, now looking at bogey again. Well, too bad. He gives one back. Now to the 3-hole finishing stretch here at Chambers Bay, and we get it started with a relatively short par 4. It's a 423-yard hole, the 16th, Frank.
Bend slightly to the right. There's a huge bunker all the way down the right side that sort of starts, I don't know, maybe about 100 yards off the tee, goes all the way to the green. You go right, and then you realize why this hole is called beach.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
That one is well off target. Okay, good shot on the dance floor. And with that par, moving into the top 5 on the leaderboard.
Nice handful on the top of the leaderboard.
Now to the 17th, par 3 here at Chambers Bay.
Yeah, they say beached at 16, that's the name. This one's called derailed. So you imagine coming down the stretch of a US Open, exactly what you're going to require. That's your best golf. And you're going to need your best tee shot here at this par 3. It mightn't be overly long, but when you look at that green just sitting up there perched, this one you do not want to make a mistake in.
And he's set up for his second shot here, looking to knock it on the green.
It was almost like that's what he wanted to do, but why would you want it to run over the back? And that par certainly won't hurt the cause.
There's still some time. Now to the 18th hole. Frank, everyone wants to finish in style.
Yeah, the home hole here, once again you head back to just a wonderful view, and you realize that Chambers Bay was designed as a walking golf course, and it was designed to have fun and test every department of your game. 18 will do that. It probably gives you more trouble on both sides of the hole than any other hole on the golf course. Well, when he goes after it like he is here,
Gave that the full treatment. Get up. Pretty good drive here.
another straight one.
He has just hammered this drive here at the 18th, and now he is in a really good position to make a birdie here on the final hole. Frank, over the course of the last 15 years or so, there have been a number of initiatives within the game of golf just to try to grow the sport.
Yeah, we've seen the PGA Junior League, which is a series of competitions, obviously for juniors to play. But the first tee really is worldwide now, just to try and introduce players from all over the world into the game of golf. They're introduced with club professionals. They learn skills that are essential really to play the game of golf. But in 2014 was a real step, what I think, in the right direction to showcase the junior talent around the world with the drive, chip and putt, where you actually get a chance to play the drive, chip and putt final at Augusta National, the home of the Masters.
Imagine young kids, boys and girls, 8 years old, 11 years old, being able to go home and tell their friends, tell their families, hey, I have something in common with Jack Nicklaus, with Arnold Palmer, with Phil Mickelson, with Tiger Woods. I won at Augusta National Golf Club. Looks like he just misread that. Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round. Oh, I thought he had that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. So a tester from 4 feet. Steady climber, Frank.
Yeah, now on the first page of the leaderboard.
Well, Frank, what a day. Dramatic views and some great golf as well here at Chambers Bay.
You can see why this is considered a true links golf course, even though it's that far away from Scotland. It presents so well to the eye. The bunkering here is stunning, and of course, it tests every player in the game.
We enjoyed it, and we hope you did as well. For my partner, Frank Nobilo, and all of us here at EA Sports, I'm Rich Lerner saying so long for now from Chambers Bay.